You're listening to Good Morning with Ashley, where we will journey through finding the good in life's transitions. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for tuning into the Good Morning Podcast once again. I am so grateful that you all continue to join me, so I must be saying something good on a weekly basis. Right now, stop what you're doing. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you are watching from YouTube. If you're listening from any of our podcast streaming outlets, go ahead and download and subscribe to this episode as well. And also visit ashleypopeonline.com where you can get all the notifications regarding the podcast, all right? Today, y'all, I got some real special people in here, and I am very grateful for them. I have my girl Amber Womack here. Hi, Am. Hi, thank you so much for joining me. Amber and I go back to, 2004 when we became freshmen in high school together, and now we are in our 30s and very much so still friends, and I love that for us.
Me too.
Yes, thank you so much for coming, Am.
It's a pleasure.
Am is the founder of When Pretty Girls Pray.
Yes.
She also has some other great things happening that I'm gonna let her talk about, so go ahead, Am.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you. I'm honored to be on and a part of this beautiful podcast. So I have When Pretty Girls Pray, of course, and then an organizing business called The Alert Home Spa.
Yes.
Currently, we're launching a candle line very soon.
Yes.
Just added housekeeping on and a laundry service. So that's a little bit about me. That's all I'm gonna share today.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing that. Then we have Pastor, he can't be a pastor on my podcast, but he is Pastor Dwayne, don't forget the J. Logwood. He is the pastor of the First Missionary Baptist Church of Belleville and Taylor. Come on. One church, two locations. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Go ahead, introduce yourself, say something to the people.
Listen, thank you so much. It's an honor and a privilege to finally make it to Good Morning podcast. I've been dying to get here for so long. Okay. I am greatly humbled to be here, that I'm able to be a guest on here. Your sister Amber, just, get the conversation with her. Then my good brother. That's my brother from another mother, right across from me. So, man, I'm honored to be here. Yes, I pastor First Missionary Baptist Church, Belleville and Taylor. But tonight, you get Dwayne. Don't forget the J.
Thank you so much. Right. Thank you so much for joining me. And then we have, last but certainly not least, Pastor Leon McDonald. He is the pastor of the Winter Circle Church in Mount Clemens, Michigan. So thank you so much for coming too. He's not a pastor on my podcast either, but I'm just giving his credentials. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't have a don't forget the J though.
Yes, okay.
But I'm Leon McDonald the third, so it's three of us.
Don't forget the three.
Don't forget the three.
There you go. There we go.
But no, I'm so honored to be here with you, Ashley. Like, just thank you for inviting me.
Of
and
course.
Such an awesome, movement that you have going through this podcast, and so many people you're helping. And so for me to have the opportunity just to share some perspective in the conversation is an honor, and to be here with Amber and Pastor Dwayne, don't forget the J.
There we go.
I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. Well, let's get right into the conversation. Today's episode is So You Think You're Ready to Date. And I mean, so you think, okay? Because there are so many entities in dating that go undiscussed, as well as things that we just kind of hit as we're going. New developments, okay, because there's some new stuff out here that I ain't never heard of either. So we're going to talk about those things today, but I want to start with a foundation question here. What is dating? So I want you all, each of you, honestly, to give your perspective on what dating is. And of course, ladies first, we'll start with Am. Okay.
So dating to me is obviously collecting data. But I had an issue growing up where I was collecting data, but it was only over the phone. And I'm like, in order to collect data, I need to be face to face. Like, it's giving date, it's giving, let me see if you're gonna open a door. Let me see what that's like. Let me see how you eat. Honestly, so all of that goes into to collecting data. So that's pretty much what it is. It's very cliche, but it is what it is. And from there, obviously it comes in different shapes and sizes and things as I grew to date more. But that's the foundation of it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dwayne, don't forget the J.
Dating for me is investigating what I can live with, what I can live without.
That's good.
Those measures, because when you understand dating, when you've done it over time, you get around my age, you know that you meet a representative. So you got to break down the representative till you get to the core of that individual. And then you understand this is what I can live with, this is what I can live without. So you take that dating process and investigating those measures until you find out the core of the individual and say, you know what, I can live with this, I can't live without. This person measures up and you continue that dating. That cycle.
I like that. That's good.
Till you meet, you get what you want.
Okay. Do what you want. Okay, I'm gonna go because I feel like you're gonna drop a bomb.
No. I'm just here. I'm just here.
I ain't even trying to hear that. So I feel like dating is checking your compatibility. Where you're trying to see, very much like what you said, you're investigating. You're trying to see if you are compatible with other individuals or an individual, however you choose today. I don't know. But, investigating your compatibility, if, like you said, if you can live with some of the things that they, do or live without them, what about your own needs? Can they meet them? Do you guys have the same type of core values? Do you believe the same thing? Do y'all, what that looks like is all found out in the dating process. So that's what I think it is. It's that collecting data, it's that investigating, and it's checking that compatibility all in one for me.
Yes.
For sure.
I agree. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to say anything. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to go ahead and
drop
that
the
pass.
bomb before we got on camera. So I need you to tell the people what you said dating was.
Yes, I believe, specifically if we bring our faith into it anyway, so we're all people of faith on here, even though some of the audience may not be. But the reality is, I believe it is about exploring dying. And what I mean by that is, if you're dating and if you're going to move towards any place, of whether it be marriage, covenant, exclusivity, at some point you have to give up yourself. So the dating process to me is a process of collecting data, investigating, checking compatibility, so I can make a decision. Are you the one I'm supposed to die for?
Wow.
Because if I'm going to ultimately become exclusive and marry you, I'm giving me up for you. So I'm gonna have to die to me to serve you properly. And so I think what kind of gets it crazy is when people are dating not to investigate, not for compatibility, not to collect data, they're dating to feel. So consequently, I can stay in that posture for the rest of my life.
Wow.
But if I'm really thinking about, am I looking for somebody that I can die to?
Yeah.
If we use our faith as Christ dies to us, then I'm exploring who's worth the ultimate sacrifice.
May the Lord watch between me.
Listen, podcast over. This was great. This was wonderful. Hope you guys tune in next week.
Whoa,
that's how I feel about that. That's good.
That's the
so
podcast
good.
as we really can leave.
Yeah, we're done. That's so good. I love
drop
that.
The mic.
That's definitely a drop mic moment. Is there a difference between dating and being exclusive? Is there a difference?
Absolutely.
It's situational.
Okay, it's situational.
Yeah, I believe it's situational. I've been in very private relationships and I've been in public relationships. So I think it depends on what you're willing to do or how, the person you're dating, if they're willing to be exclusive and, super like it's like that. We not dating nobody else. This is what it is. Or, if it's like, I'm just dating. I'm just outside. Like, and if it is what it is, then it is what it is. So
okay.
I kind of went a little overboard, but
no, not at all. Yeah. Do you guys have an opinion about that? Dating versus being exclusive, or that's pretty much
That's pretty much it. I guess it's how you really look at that.
Yeah.
That question out from what angle? Because when you talk about dating, whether exclusive or not, you can't stop dating if you're talking about being in a relationship. So whether I'm being exclusive or we just dating and I'm out there, like he says, like most people are feeling. So you feeling over here, you looking over here, you over there, whatever. So you gotta, if you gonna, it can go.
And I would say, like she said, it's levels to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like the first level to me of dating is discovery and exploration. And so if we're doing that, okay, yeah, you can possibly explore and discover someone's personality, their interests, their values, like you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, if you're moving to that next level of dating, then it's going to require discussion regarding commitment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's only so much depth I can give to so many people.
Ooh.
That's the one.
So
Right
my
there.
thing is, if we're looking to become exclusive, what we said is we've learned enough in our dating to say you're worth getting more from me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say it's levels to it.
Mm-hmm. So that would bring me to the, is it okay to date more than one person kind of thing? Because now me personally, I'm just going to talk about my own personal situations. I have a hard time dating multiple people at one time.
Yeah,
I'm just not that person. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't split up my time and attention between 3 and 4 and 5 different people. Yep. There are people who can do it. They do it like an art.
Yeah.
For sure. But I am not one of those
day is it?
people.
Tuesday?
Okay, right.
Tuesday at 6.
Let me text everybody good morning. Everybody gets a good morning handsome. I don't have it in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like for me, I'm not one of those people that can just spread myself, you know, like the attention, the emotions, and all that different stuff. And I think that that's a thing too, like dating with your emotions versus dating with your mind.
Yeah.
You know, that's what my mama said. Next time you date with your brain, don't date with your heart. You date with your brain. Then you fall in love. You go ahead and do that part. But I don't have it in me to date more than one people. Now there are people who do that. And so, like you said, there's levels to this where it's like, okay, you're the one who deserves all of my attention.
Yeah.
Versus if I'm dating somebody, you got all my attention because
Right.
I don't have it in me.
But I want to just throw something at you to Amber and Logwood as well. My statement would be, I think it's problematic when it's not honest.
Yes.
See, like if you go into a situation, you're like, I'm not ready to be exclusive with anybody. I'm not ready to die to anybody. I'm really just trying to figure some things out of myself. And I would argue, and we can talk about it later, if you're really ready to date anyway, if that's your spot. But if you're honest with that, then someone can make an educated and intelligent decision about giving you their time.
Yeah.
But when you go in and then you're not honest or you're not clear, then now that's problematic because now someone's heart got involved because they thought you were this and you're that. So I think if you can be honest and you can be clear, I heard a comment that clear is love and love is clear. Like there's no muddiness in love.
Yeah.
Like it's either you in or you out. So if you're clear, then I feel like you can avoid some of those problems. And then to be honest, whether it's a man or a woman, they can disconnect their heart from it because they know what yours is or it's not.
That's good.
Your intentions.
Yeah.
You're intentional up front. When you're intentional about a certain individual, then you can't spread yourself that day.
Yeah,
because there's only so much attention be intentional to a certain individual because I want to give you all of me. And you're going to give somebody all of you so you can be transparent. You can be open because you can't be open, transparent, and give of yourself to a lot of people.
Right.
It's got to be that individual that you trust.
Yes.
That you feel that you can carry my heart to a certain degree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't spread myself. So you got to be intentional. From the very beginning, I'm intentional. Then I can't spread myself because you can't be intentional with multiple people.
Yeah.
You
got to be intentional with the one that's right before you.
Absolutely.
If you're going to be, truly honest and open with everybody.
Right. And not nasty.
Yeah.
Right? Like just jokers out here nasty. Just nasty. Just everywhere. I'm intentional today. I'll tell you that. I'm intentional today.
But check this out, because then it can go, we got to go both ways because look at it this way. We are sexual, emotional beings, right? So imagine yourself not being intentional sexually. So you're going to spread.
Right.
Or you're going to sow your wild oats all over the place. And now you're creating these soul ties. You're creating these things of havoc in your life because now you're spreading yourself all over the place and not being intentional in that perspective.
Yeah.
So you must be intentional about relationship.
I agree.
Just because you want to be intentional.
I'm going to throw this in here because I just feel like I should.
It's your show.
I also feel like with the whole dating multiple people thing, that for men, y'all can get me later.
Are you fine?
For men, that if you encounter a woman who said that she's dating multiple people, that becomes an instant turnoff for you all.
Absolutely.
And that y'all can't take that because that's a lot for y'all. That's a lot for y'all now. Now y'all can choose to be honest if you want to, but if you want to be honest, you might go to hell for not being honest about this.
No, I'm honest. No, like your brother heart get broke. Like you go with somebody else. You going to the movie with somebody else. No, I get that. That man on the altar praying. Yeah. He on the altar praying. No, because truly, like their ego comes in.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
So no, 100%. No,
and
right.
not that either. Too, y'all are territorial.
Yes.
See, I think it go both ways, my bro.
Come on,
talk. Ways because men, we are natural hunters, man. We got to hunt. We see something to pray, and we got to go after it. So, if my heart, my eyes is set on you, I don't care who talking to you.
Period. And that's
I'm
why
going
y'all
to
be getting in trouble.
Exactly.
Y'all be messing up. And getting us in trouble too, because we were like, I wanted you the whole time. And you were too long.
Right. So if you have that type of mindset, okay, you talking to this person, you talking to that person. Okay, well, if I want you, then I'm gonna get you. It don't matter who you talking to. Who take you to the movie?
That's it. All right.
Because what I'm saying, you be at the movies, but you thinking about me.
I got.
Wow, that's some confidence there.
Yeah, I was about to say
that's some confidence there. You're on a date with somebody else, but you see his face, you see my face, not his. Okay. So this brings, the next question. Is there pee in the dating pool? That's been the biggest thing that I've been, I see it a lot on social media. I've had my moments of feeling the same. I think for women, we are at if you are not married currently, or if you're dating exclusively, I just feel like you need to hold on to that person. Work it out. I don't care if he ain't putting his hands on you, you're not putting his hands on him. If y'all not emotionally abusive, if it's stuff that y'all can work out, work it out. Because there's nothing out here. I just want to say that. But is there pee in the dating pool? This is a real question now. I'm 32 years old. I lost my significant other when I was 29. And for me, I waited a year to date again. When I did start dating, I was just like, what is happening? What is going on here? This is kind of crazy. Is this real? Is this a real thing? And
it's really real.
It's real. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. And so because I'm not a fan, I'm sitting very still. I'm just like, no, I'm not dating. I'm just not going to do it. And I have my moments of feeling like, oh, my clock is ticking and all that different stuff. But I have become very content with where I am because I feel like if I date anybody right now, I am settling 100%. I have not met anybody that makes me feel like I wouldn't be settling.
Whoa.
Wow. But I think, that's an interesting thought. Is there a pin in the dating pool? Yes. No. I'm gonna be the one to go over the line and just say this. There's always been pee in the dating pool.
Always.
It's just way more pissy right now.
Yes. I mean, they don't drink no water. They drink McDonald's Sprite every day. That's how strong it is.
And y'all know when they you got a swimming pool and they go check the acidity of the water to make sure you can swim. I feel like it's always been bad, but now it's just like, whoa.
It's interesting.
No swim alert. But no, I think that here it is. This is the thought. For people with a standard, with a vision, and with a clarity on their purpose, it is becoming increasingly difficult to find partnership.
I agree.
Now, if you just want pieces of a relationship, you will find
that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I would go as far as to say, even because people always think some people out here that just want to be physically and intimately connected. But I would say you can go find mental or intellectual companionship.
You sure can.
Yeah.
But I still gotta want to sleep with you.
Right.
It's stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like folks that's nice,
right,
ain't cute. Folks that's sane and spiritual,
not cute.
We agree.
Can't be nasty. The folks that's nasty can't pray. So you're like, well, Lord, can you send me one?
That do it all. Wrap it up all up in one. That's how I feel. I feel like that.
I'm currently dating exclusively, so I'm just gonna take your advice and
listen. keep it.
Okay.
And I mean work on it. And don't let it go down the drain.
Yeah, because when I was single and I was dating multiple people and I had a great time.
Yeah.
I had an amazing time. And sometimes I didn't feel like being bothered with none. Sometimes I only felt like being bothered with one. And I had a great time. I was playing them how they play us. Like, I'm like, I don't really feel good, but be on your way. Are you on your way? You on your way?
Are you on your way?
Yeah, I'm staying in tonight, but tomorrow I'm coming outside. All right, I'm outside. Like, so it was giving that. But I can't really speak on the pee in the dating pool because
that's a wonderful testimony.
I'm out.
I pray that
she just went to the right pool.
She went to the right pool.
Went to the right pool.
She definitely has some pee on her way.
I said that.
All on the face.
I said that for sure. It was definitely pissy on my route to.
She said, Jesus be a purifier. Jesus be some
For
water.
sure. For sure.
Definitely.
It was pee out there for sure.
But look at that. Hold up. But here's the thing. You said it's pee in the pool. We all agree with that. But she found some purified, blessed quietness in her place. So there's hope.
There's hope.
My God.
There's hope. I'm going to wait my turn now.
I got to be cautious and be saying that. I know my church folk going to be watching this.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much pee in the dating pool.
Is you whispering?
I mean, vexed.
That, I had a couple members that married brothers in prison.
Jesus.
Whoa.
No.
They didn't find it
here
on the outside.
So
they found it on the inside.
Wow.
That lets you know. It's some strong people.
It's strong. That's strong.
A woman will commit herself
to somebody that's
who's in jail.
I cannot.
That don't know when he coming out.
That part.
You know it's bad.
You know it's bad.
And then be committed.
Don't, it ain't that.
Do you hear me? To be committed.
You ain't got to worry about that.
You know what I'm saying?
I promise you I'll be a nun before I go.
Okay.
So that lets you know. Because if you can't find it on the outside, it's on the inside.
Listen, okay.
I'm straight.
That's interesting.
Folks signing up for chaplain ministry. They're like, what a chaplain ministry? I'm going to see it.
I'm going here. They need ministry inside.
They need Jesus too.
It's ministry in there.
They need Jesus.
That's funny. Okay. So, what do men really want? What y'all looking for? Because I don't know. What do y'all really want, like, for real? That's and I mean, give it all. I mean, I know the physical changes for people, but the mental and the emotional, like, what are y'all looking for when you are doing your investigating? When you're trying to figure out if you're somebody's worth dying for, what do you want? What are you looking for?
Well, brother, I want you to go first.
Right?
I want you
to go older,
I think,
and the more experience, the different relationships, like.
Yeah, I think parts of it changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like this has been my theory for ever since I heard it.
Okay.
Shout out to Dr. Miles Monroe who said this.
He was the GOAT with
GOAT.
relationships.
So the GOAT said this, and it's not lied since he said it.
Mm-hmm.
The things I believe that a man want, and I align to it. Like the needs of a man, number one is sex. I don't think that ever changes.
Mm-hmm.
You got 75-year-old men, 8-year-old men won't take their blood pressure medicine because they're gonna take Viagra tonight.
My God.
Right.
So like it ain't changing. Like that's always gonna be a need.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they need that. I think domestic partnership, meaning a lot of times women will compete with the man for the thing he loves. Mm-hmm. So now I love sports or I love these activities, but then you take it as a competition when I do that. So they want a partner that will actually join them in the activity or will support them while they do it.
Okay.
Not so much feel like they're being pulled away from what they love to love. Mm. Number 3 is domestic safe haven, a safe place, peace in their head, peace in their house, because everywhere else they going, they fighting. Yeah. So I'm fighting at work, I'm fighting at church, I'm fighting in the marketplace, I'm fighting to make this happen for us, I'm fighting to build our vision, I'm fighting to create a household and a life, I'm fighting to establish our legacy. So when I come here, this can't be conflict. Mm-hmm. So if I fight everywhere else, I got to at least have home and safe haven here. Yeah. And then Fourth was an attractive partner. If you think about even in the animal kingdom, the male always seeks the most fit, the most attractive, the most physically presentable. So I think it's important that women continue to be the best version of themselves and never let that slip. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, he's always looking because he never loses his eyes. He just chooses to look at you. And then fifth is respect, which I think is the greatest thing that a lot of times people don't get. A man wants to feel honored. Yeah. He wants to feel valued. He wants to feel significant. He wants to feel respected. So I think when you have those things, a place of peace, you're attractive to him, not the world, to him. You know, you got a place where we can vibe together, we can enjoy life together, we can be intimate together, but at the same time, I never feel disrespected or dishonored. Then I think like that's a beautiful formula for a presentable partner for a woman to a man. And that came from Dr. Miles Monroe. I stole it. I adopted it. Put my spin on it. But I believe it. That's good to me.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Number one is.
Why are you like this?
That's true.
Lord.
Because you can't. You only have to get so deep. Men see black and white. Women see colors. So for man, we are very visual. So before you ever encounter, go on the date, ask them for the phone number, whatever the case may be, it's a visual connection you gotta have, a visual thirst for them. Like, you know what? I'm attracted to their outer appearance. And then once I have a conversation, then I can see if I'm attracted to your spirit, your intellect. So after you get that settled, then number two, I think you got to find somebody what's attractive to your soul, finding that soulmate, that one that can finish your sentences, that you have a common ground with. We like some of the same things, most of the same things, but ain't over the top. Somebody that he called peace. Me and him, we've already went down the marriage route before, and I'm trying to get there again right now. But learning from past, being married, so you have a different perspective when you've been married before.
100%. Yeah,
right?
I agree.
So it's just some things at this stage in your life, I gotta get exactly what I want. I'm not gonna settle for nothing. So if you can't be my peace, we can't be connected. Right? If you can't encourage me, affirm me with your words of affirmation, you ain't for me. If you can't support my dream, my vision, you ain't for me. If you can't love me on my worst day, you ain't for me. A man wants somebody, like he said, that's gonna respect that. Honor piece is so powerful because as black men, we have to fight so hard for our respect.
Absolutely. We
have to struggle so much just to be who we are. And you don't want to have to be in a relationship or come home to somebody who's fighting against who you are. So
that's good.
So having that a man really wants a woman who's gonna be his ride or die for real. Like, you got me. If I lose everything today, I know you're gonna be right there to build me up till I get it back again.
Yeah.
Because in my last marriage, I had an individual that didn't want to meet me where I needed her. So it's not a thing. I don't believe in 50-50. I don't believe it. All right. So I don't believe in 50-50 relationship. But as a man, I believe we have a responsibility to do everything that God requires for us and taking care of a woman. She shouldn't have any wants when she's with a man.
Can you say that again?
I mean,
just louder. Don't whisper that one. Say that again.
She shouldn't have any wants.
Okay.
A woman should not have any wants. So any man, I tell these especially to my women at church, and which I could tell this to my sister, but
I'm not doing this.
Never, if a man asks you to go half with him, he's not the man.
He's not now, not ever.
No, never.
Ever.
So
not happening.
No. So
I agree with you, Lordwood. Can Can I just throw one other thing in there?
Please.
Like, I'll never forget this comment was made to me, and I believe it. A man wants a womb.
A womb.
A womb.
Okay.
You think about, like, just you take the intimate encounter between a man and a woman. A man gives, but he has to put it somewhere. A good womb takes what you give it and completely transforms it into something that it 100%. Was not when 100%. They gave it, when they received it.
Wow.
And so I think, like, that's in simplicity, what a man wants is a place where he can place himself and get a better version back.
Ooh.
What's your question?
Right.
Oh. You're not free.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's it.
Great.
Y'all all right with me today?
I'm up here.
I was worried.
Do I
that was good. These were some really good. I wasn't expecting them to be so.
Cause I'm sitting here like, do I respect? Do I get the words of affirmation?
Right. Wow. So,
Oh, come on. Talk about these women. Let us know.
And I'm gonna answer too, but I'm gonna let you answer. You don't start. But what do women want? I'm gonna tell y'all now. My answer is not gonna be as glamorous as what they said, but it's gonna be good.
No, I want to hear
it.
But ask me the question, please.
What do women really want?
Oh, what does Amber really want? I honor, respect. I mean, I feel like in my previous relationships, I was doing a lot of building words of affirmation, and I really wasn't getting that in return. And at the end of the day, I'm like, if I tell you you look fine, you better be telling me for the rest of the night. Like, or, so just words of affirmation. I don't want to hear that I look beautiful from 50 other men before I come into your presence. So I need words of affirmation as well. I'm just going to take all of what he said, all 5 of those things.
And reverse it for the woman.
Yeah, because definitely respect. There has to be a level of attraction. I want you to be honest and truthful with me. Like, if you not where you said you were, or I don't want to have to find nothing out. Just be real. I'm a homie. Kick it with me, babe. Like, if you saw somebody that was beautiful today, what she look like? How was her hair? Like, what is it? No, I'm not. No. If you want
insecure thoughts,
she's saying what does Am really want? Right. Am is giving you her spiel.
But I don't really want that per se. But I'm just saying a homie. Like, I want a friend. Yeah, legit. Like, kick it. If I see somebody with a nice body, I'm like, babe, look. Like, I'm not that insecure, for real.
She'll be like, man, go do some push-ups.
You see that? Sit up. You see that right there?
You get it if you look like that.
He over there like, he over there looking like a honey bun.
Hey, Laura, hear the too. I gotta get it.
No. I'm saying, I was talking about a female's body. Right. I'm saying I'll look with you. Like, I'm that cool and that I'm that chill. Like, so for me, I am dating. So I kind of got everything that I need right now. So it's hard for me to say what, even though I adopted what he said, it's hard for me to say all of these things because
you want to talk in general.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of speaking for the women.
Okay.
I don't want to trap it into.
Well, honestly,
I know you already got who you got. But I think we generalize.
Yeah, you can generalize.
I want to
generalize. Okay.
Because you want from the woman's
perspective. So before you found or you got what you got.
Okay. Because this is not his podcast, and I don't like what he just did. So I'm not answering the question.
I promise you, if he gets going crazy, right there in the middle.
I mean, this really took over.
No, so it was his. I told him to leave his vestments at home. But
clearly, he didn't listen.
But before you got into a relationship, and you were just thinking about what is it? What do I want? What do I desire?
That was really hard for me because for a long time, I allowed my friend, what they desired, what we saw on social media. You know, when my grandmother told me that I should desire from a man, it was really hard for me to actually know what I, Amber, needed and desired from a man. Like somebody that would fit me or I would fit them. But again, it goes back to honor. It goes back to respect. It goes back to just being upfront and adding something to my life. Are you a liability or an asset? Like I know a lot of men say that, but we can say that too. You know,
absolutely.
You can't. I mean, I'm not gonna go all the way into that, but so just those things, the standard things. Am I the only one that's pouring? I don't believe in 50-50 either. I believe in I pick up where you lack, you pick up where I lack as well. So just those things, but it starts with honor. It starts with respect.
Absolutely.
I have to be attracted to you. You know, I feel like for me, it can be shallow, but I like to dress and I can't be with nobody that just don't really care about what you have on.
I'm not mad at
I'm not going with you. Take me back home. Like it's giving that. Like,
what are you wearing?
Where are we going? Like, you know, but it's those type of things. So I hope I answered that.
You did great.
Okay,
Yeah.
Actually, so before you jump in, can I say one thing?
Sure.
Don't talk to me.
Because I
told you.
I want to tell you
that
like how awesome her answer was, because she literally hit all 5 of what Miles Monroe said for the women.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because they're different than the men.
Oh, I'm in a spirit.
So you was in the Holy Ghost.
You know, see? Don't let
this
this
say women want love. That was what she said.
Absolutely.
Like, so like
Absolutely.
a man wants sex first, woman wants love first. She said honesty and transparency. That's the second thing he said that women wanted. She talked about like financial stability. That's the third thing that women want, because it's hard to be sexy in a shelter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't
You
feel
can't-
love
you-
right now. So
you-
I'm wearing a pink bathrobe with some white tube socks until the rent get paid. You know what I'm saying?
That got me weak.
So financial stability. She said, I want to know that I'm the only one. Like I don't want to be out there. They need security domestically.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
it's like 100%. It's crazy. Like you was up in there. Go, Amber.
Period. Yes. So I want to say, like for me, and I have this conversation with my mom all the time, because I feel like the older that I've gotten, things have changed for me completely as far as what I feel like women desire, but more specifically, even me. I grew up where the man was the priest, protector, provider, and the prophet. And when I say prophet, I'm not talking about you just going around laying hands speaking, but you can speak something into our family, and we go after it until we see it.
For sure.
You gonna protect at all costs. That's self-explanatory. You're gonna provide at all costs, and I don't believe either. Like, I mean, I know we have, then that's a whole different conversation. But being a provider is more than just financially. Can you provide for me emotionally and mentally? Spiritually, all of that. Can you provide? So I said priest, protect, and like be the priest of our household. And so that on top of, I think women also want that to not be embarrassed.
Right.
I'm just gonna add that.
Right.
Yeah. And then too, not just that, but I don't want to go nowhere and there are people whispering about that's her husband.
Right.
Oh my.
That's her boyfriend. That's her man. Because you don't appear to be in any kind of committed anything. Besides being committed to these streets.
Oh my.
I don't want that. So I think adding that whole thing of not embarrassing me, because I'm not going to embarrass you. I'm not going to embarrass you. Ain't nobody going to be able to come back and say, that's your girl, because I saw her with such Nobody's going to be able to do that, because from the moment that we decide to commit to this thing, I am committed to this.
Absolutely.
I'm committed to you. I'm focused on this relationship. This is the thing that this is me. You see him? You see him? That's me. You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it's like, I think that those are things that we really look into. I know that there are things for me personally, just being transparent, I lost my dad when I was young. So a lot when I was younger, my daddy issues came out in my relationships where I was looking for my daddy, And so the older that I got and the more I dealt with that, and that was therapy and all of that, the more I realized that what I wanted wasn't what I thought I wanted. That was what I had been told I wanted. Like you said, we around our friends and things like that, and we look at the pressures of social media and things like that. So we come up with what we think we desire. And then when we get those things, we realize this ain't actually really what I wanted at all, ever. ever.
That part.
So yeah, I think that women want that. The same 5 things that you described. Add that not embarrassing me to that in all caps, bold, highlighted. Because that's a big deal. Don't embarrass me. I don't want no phone calls. But like those things are really big. You know, we want to be able to be that safe haven for our men, you know, our husband or our boyfriend, whatever it may be. I feel like I'm too old to have a boyfriend. I'm not sure how that works. But I don't want to be like, this my boyfriend. I don't know. I gotta work about it. I gotta talk about it. I don't know.
She gonna go color purple. This is Mr.
Yes.
This is Mr.
I don't know.
You made a great point when you talked about daddy issues, because sometimes I still struggle with that. I didn't go to therapy for that. My dad was in a terrible car accident when I was about 11. So up for the past 20 years, I've not had a father figure in my life. So I was putting these pressures on my boyfriend, and I really didn't understand why he wasn't living up to what I was asking him until it was like, you want a daddy. You want your daddy. And he's not your father at all, period. So once you take those expectations away, you got the perfect little situation. And you do need to go heal and deal with that, because it's not fair to put your daddy, make him your daddy. Like, he's not. So that was really good.
Love that segue, because let's go ahead and talk about it. Healing and dating. Can I be healing from my past situation and dating people at the same time? I feel like I want you to answer that. I don't know.
So, like,
he's done for the night. So we're not looking at him. He's done, actually.
I don't want to get fired. I just want to be invited back. So I want to do what I'm supposed to do.
Please.
I would say, I do not believe we ever stop healing.
Ever. It's perpetual.
So if we're waiting for a place called healing to happen, for us to say we're dating, then we may wait forever. That being said, I think you have to be honest enough with yourself to say, am I in a place where I can entertain someone else safely? And what I mean by that is sometimes you can be engaging with people and not whole, and you're dangerous to them because their emotions can get involved, and then you're not able to give them what they need. So it's like you need to heal to a place that you can be honest with yourself, honest with someone else, and entertain building a possible future safely. If you can't be honest with you or them, and if I put my life in your hands for these next 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and it's not safe, then you need to sit on the bench until you're ready to come in the game.
Time out, coach.
So I think there's a place where I'm ready, and if you're not there, don't feel like you got to wait 5 years to heal to be able to explore.
But I think that place you got to be at least, is forgiveness.
Absolutely.
Because if your heart is filled with unforgiveness, you'll be bleeding on that individual while you're trying to heal. You can have forgiveness and still be in the process of healing through that thing. Because if you don't, you'll cause so much trauma to other individuals because your heart has not been in a place of forgiveness.
Absolutely.
Because if your heart, you're allowing somebody to take space in your heart that has moved on with their life, but you're yet dealing with the traumas of unforgiveness, and you're bleeding on other individuals, and you're trying to grow, you're trying to prosper in a relationship. You can't do that if you're holding and harboring unforgiveness.
Absolutely.
Because so healing is a process. And I went through some traumatic things in my last marriage, where I had to get to a place where I forgave her, so I can love again.
That's good.
The right way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you don't, I'm telling you, unforgiveness is like a cancer.
And
forgiveness is not even for them.
It's not. It's for you.
Forgiveness is for you.
It's for yourself.
And when you understand that it's for me and I can move on without apology, I never received the apology, but I was able to move forward because I gave my heart an opportunity to forgive her. And once you receive forgiveness in your heart, now your heart is ready to receive love for somebody else. Your heart is ready to move forward and give yourself to someone else, opposed to being so blocked off. Like, you know what? I never give my heart like that again.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never open up myself like that again. I'll never give all of me like that because look what it got me. Well, when you forgive, you say, you know what? That's in my past. And the pains of my past, God has allowed me to forgive. And when you get in that process, get in that position, now you're able to open up yourself and find and give and love how God intended you to love someone else. You have forgiveness.
I love that.
That's good.
Yeah. I love that. You got anything to say?
Mm-mm.
I think they pretty much handle that. So you were talking about, forgiving, things of the past, etc. Like, is the past important? And when you're moving on to date, other people, should the past be something that's brought up in conversation? Somebody asks you, like, so what happened in your last relationship? Or tell me about your experiences. Do you think that that's pivotal? Do you think the past is pivotal? Or should you go on with a clear perspective? Like, I don't care what happened to you previously. I don't want to know any of that.
From experience now, if you'd asked me this when I got married in my 20s, I'd have been like, I don't know all that. I'm trying to bed with you right now, girl.
I'm trying to build with you. I'm trying to build with you, girl.
You know what I'm saying? Not being a mature man. Yes.
Absolutely.
I need to know what happened in the home.
I need to know what happened.
I need to know.
Details.
I can't.
I'm serious. I need to know what happened in the home.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know the relationship between you and your mother. I need to know what examples you had. I need to know what traumatic experiences that you had, because all that it build up the character and the makeup of who you are. Right now, I need to know what your mama like, what your daddy like, what experiences did you have to go through as a child, what's your hangups. I know all the good stuff because your representative showed me all
Absolutely.
that. Right? I know what you're good at.
I'm coming out good.
Right. I know you're strong.
I know you look good. I know you're intellectual. I know you orderly. I know you clean. All these things.
Right.
But I'm been in the house. Take notes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah. 100%.
That those things that look on the outside, that men like, I love a woman, that's a clean woman, put together woman, all those things. So looking at all those things on the surface, I never asked those questions, the deep questions, because you look at the surface of things. It's good. Clean, okay. She's orderly, okay. Well with kids, and all this, some surface things, you know what I'm saying? But you never ask those hard questions like, what happened to you that hurt you? What are you dealing with emotionally? What traumatic experience that followed you to your adulthood? If you ask those questions, man, you get the true makeup. And I didn't do that. So I started asking questions. I need to know what happened.
So what if they tell you, like, it don't matter? Should that be a red flag?
That's a definitely red
flag. Okay, because that's what I'm saying. It's not a carnival. It's not a carnival.
No,
I think so too. If they be like, that don't matter, we trying to do. Now I want to talk to your ex.
Right.
Now I want you to call her.
I want to know your mama and your daddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think this, and Pastor Logwood said it perfectly. If we can't be honest about where we've been, then why should I trust you with where we're going?
Absolutely.
So, like, I think it's key to know, one, where you've been, not to ultimately categorize you or label you, but so I can properly cover you. Because if we're collecting data and we're investigating, I need to know the landmines that I need to help guard you around. And also that I know how to navigate so I don't hurt you.
Absolutely.
Because the reality is, you could line up 10 different people. They are 10 different people. And what worked with A, B, C, and D is not going to work with H, I, J.
Right.
What lets me know that? History.
Yeah.
Information.
Yeah.
And so I think you got to have it. Now, but I think the key is going in with the mindset of saying, you take anything out of context, you can make it mean whatever you want.
Yeah, for sure.
I need to understand your context so that I know how to deal with you. So we're not talking history to label you or to tear you down.
Yeah.
I just want to know how to properly serve you.
That's it.
And if someone can't divulge in that context, then they lack the maturity and the emotional stability to build with in the future.
That's good.
I don't think you got to know. It's something you just got to know.
Yeah. I think
now,
so too.
We had this conversation before, man.
Yeah.
some things I don't want to know.
We talked about this.
What
don't you want to know?
I
me and him disagreed on this.
Yeah, we disagreed on
this.
We disagreed to agree.
I want to know what you don't want to know.
Some things I don't. You know what I'm saying? If that brother had you flipped up like a pretzel.
All right. You don't want to know that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But
body count.
But that's where we disagree.
Y'all want to know the body count.
Because he said different.
But no.
Listen.
I may need to know that. See, I may need to know if you've been with the football team. So when I'm at the so if we at the hold on, we just said don't embarrass me, right? Let me know.
Please don't embarrass me.
We going to the class reunion.
No,
I'm the new boy. I need to know if you. I need to understand some things. And my other thing was, this we grown, right? Like I'm honest here. This we on Good Morning. Actually,
here we go.
Watch this. Some things I need to know because the reality is 99% of everybody that's getting married now not virgins.
No.
So if you done been with somebody that did something you like, why am I going to experiment when you can give me a blueprint?
Facts.
So tell me what you like, and I'm going to be grown enough to do that because I'd rather do what you like than not be able to take care of you, and then you looking for what you left.
Absolutely.
She can tell you that without telling you. You can get her. Come on now. You didn't gave out the blueprint. On Good Morning, Ashley. Good morning. You didn't say that. Listen, that's not it. That's not it. That ain't it. You got that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? You can get the blueprint without listen. All that.
Okay. All right. I got two more things, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
This one is a big one because I hate it. But relationships and social media. I just don't think it's a good idea
to post
prematurely. There are people that meet somebody and it's just like,
bang, bang.
And this is another thing I hate. You waited before you posted them, but when you did post them, you put an emoji over your face. So you're not ready.
Right.
So because I don't want to look at smiley face with hard eyes.
Yeah.
If you're going to post, I mean, you want somebody to know that you want people to know that you have someone. Mm-hmm. So why are you posting them with an emoji over their face? Now, I said that the next time I get into a relationship, when people find out, how you're going to find out is you're going to run into us. Okay. And then when you see it on social media, it'll be because I have a ring on and we're getting ready to get married. That's when you'll know that I have been in a relationship dating exclusively and now I'm getting married. Because I feel like with social media and relationships that it just gets very ugly.
For sure.
And then you got to go through the whole taking posts down, taking things down when y'all break up, all this different stuff. Like, you got to go through some things with me before I feel comfortable with even telling people your name almost because I've been embarrassed. Mm-hmm. This is me because I've been embarrassed. You will never. Did I say it? Right. Never. Okay, and if y'all see me post somebody, I want y'all to say, nah, you said never. Never. Take that down. I want y'all to tell me. But like, I think that it can just be so much. It's really bad. Like I've dated publicly maybe 2 times. And my very first relationship, I had a girl inbox me like, that's your boyfriend? And I was like, man, I was just like, oh man, here we go. Like, because I was so happy, my relationship was good, but like, he was making other people happy too. So what are we doing? And it's like the moment that happens, I just feel like, why are we doing this? And it's not to prevent that, because that, either way it go, if something is going on in your relationship, it's going to come to the light either way. Yeah. But I feel like keeping your relationship off of social media is a way of protecting it these days.
I agree.
You got
I think it's a way of just really protecting the relationship, its purity. And there's a way to be in a relationship and be private and not a secret.
Yeah.
Now, you can't make me no secret.
That part.
I'm not going to be a secret.
Yeah.
Come on.
But we are going to be private.
Yeah. My boyfriend and I, we really don't post one another. Mm-hmm. And it is because I've done that before, and it didn't work out. And not just that, because it's some married people that post and then have to take posts down. So I don't.
Yeah.
It's really based upon you. I don't really do it because, if I'm honest, he's not really into social media. So what I'm not gonna do is be super posty on my page, and then they gonna be like, you ain't know
You ain't know on his page.
Are you sure? I've posted him a few times, but it's not that I can't, and he's posted me too, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I am more into social media than he is. So I just gotta be real. I'm not gonna expect you every time we out for you to post me on your page, and it's like, you don't even do social media for real. But did I always understand that? No. Because for a long time I was very open about where I was, what I was eating, who was over, who I was with. And I didn't understand, like, you don't want to, it's Valentine's Day, baby. Like, you know, you got something to tell me. And it's like, no, I don't post the other days. Like, I don't be on social media. Why would I log into an account to post you for what? Like, you know what it is. It's not a secret. We're out. Absolutely. We're very, you know, we're exclusive and all the other type of stuff. So for me, I kind of gauged it based off of him, and it works for me. I didn't know that it would work for my good, how it's working for my good for real. Because you're right. People see you, oh, like, you know, just saying little stuff. It may be true and it may not. I don't want to know. I just the Lord gonna have to reveal it to me. That's just how I feel. So yeah.
And he will.
He sure will.
He'll put it be like right here.
He sure will. Definitely.
Yeah, the only thing I want to add is the why behind both of your statements is what gives it such weight.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing it? Yeah. Like, why are we posting? Are we posting for them? Or are we posting for us? So at the end of the day,
that's exactly what he said.
Like, and my thing is, at the end of I'll never forget, it was when Obama was running. And it was just this lady, this older white woman, who was like literally sitting at the front of this stage when he was coming out. And there's a picture of her looking at Obama, smiling, completely happy in her glory. Everybody else has her phone out. And somehow they found the woman. They asked her, like, why were you like, why? Everybody had their phone out. Everybody was capturing this historic moment. And you didn't. And she was like, I was too busy living it.
Absolutely.
To try to capture it.
Wow.
And that woman's comment helped me, because I was like, you know, it's like sometimes we can be so busy trying to capture a moment or to post about a moment that we miss the beauty of being in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's like, no, like, I just want to eat and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, and not be like, look at the salmon.
I can't.
Want to do a picture of No,
Black
I don't.
Because we're such a content-driven generation right now, where your whole life is content. You drink some water. Can you take a video of me drinking some water? You know, like that's just where we are. So it's the pressures of social media that make you feel like I gotta post this. Relationship goals, hashtag, you know, all that different stuff. And really, you don't need to do all of that. Yeah. You just don't.
Here's my take on it. Personal perception is reality. And when you hold a certain position, perception is everything. So as a pastor, it would be irresponsible for a pastor to be posting this girl that he's dating over here, then this girl, or this I'm in a relationship, things of that nature, right? They would get talked about. And also, being in that position, you are protecting other individual as well. You got to protect your relationship. So, like, if you know, right? So, because I haven't posted my boo don't mean I ain't got one.
That part.
That ain't, and church people so nosy.
Listen.
Right? So you don't need to know who your pastor with. You all got questions. If you know, you know. And if you know me, then you know who she is. But that ain't for everybody, because you have to protect those who you are in covenant with, who you are in relationship with. Because when you open up that Pandora's box, then things just come in. And you know, you got to understand this, man. You got to protect your relationship at all costs.
All costs.
And when you understand how detrimental social media could be, man, you got to protect that thing. And because when somebody find out who you with, people come out the woodworks with this, whatever, because maybe they wanted who you with. Maybe they didn't want you to be happy, or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? So you got to protect that. When I'm about to get married, Facebook, Instagram, everybody gonna know. Right? You know what I'm saying? I done already did this thing. Right? So when I come out, you already know. Like
I just want to be invited.
It's about to go down.
Can I come?
You know what I'm saying? It's going down. But you gotta protect.
I'm gonna get an invite. For sure. I just want to come.
I'm not
because
coming.
I'm coming with an offering too.
I'm not
You
coming.
bring with some cake.
I'ma like it on social media, but I'm not coming. Absolutely not.
Okay, last question.
Go
ahead. You got a leadership spirit. Go ahead.
Yeah,
no, go ahead. Okay.
You said something.
Okay.
I want to. I like what you was talking about. It's not about being a secret.
Yeah,
that what you said there. Okay, bless your holy name.
It's
It's not about being.
Bless
It's not,
your
it's not
holy
about
name.
being having that person being that you trying to keep them a secret from the world, because your world should know.
Absolutely.
It's the outer world that we don't care about.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying? As long as your world knows, then that's what's more important. That's the important, because your world's gonna help protect what you trying to, your outcome. Yeah. And so yeah, that's what
all right. I like that.
That's
I like
good.
it. Last point, and we're gonna end on this note. How long should I date before marriage is a conversation?
I keep getting looked at first.
Well,
here it is.
Right here.
I believe
that's what you get.
It's the first conversation.
Right.
Wait, what? Go back.
This is what I'm saying. I want to know, do you want to be married?
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like that's we lived in a generation where grandmama was getting married.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You was going to hell if you wasn't. You
Listen.
was better to marry than to burn. That's what they told you. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like, is that even a value that you actually espouse to?
I like that. Yeah.
So like, we need to know that on the first one. Before we leave Fridays, the only one left in Evergreen. On Evergreens, y'all pray for them that they stay. Like, is this true or not?
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean we're going to be married.
Right.
But I just need to know, is that on the table?
Right.
Is that something that you desire?
That's good.
You know? So like that's the one thing I want to say regarding that. Now I'm
okay.
How long is the question?
Yeah, like how long? I mean,
before
it comes up, before it's something that you're aspiring to even to do. Like, I know people who have dated the same person for like 5 years in their adulthood. I'm not talking about y'all was 19 and started dating. I'm talking about from age 28 to like 33. You was dating the same person and they still haven't proposed. Okay. So how long am I supposed to how long am I supposed to sit and wait on this to be a thing where and I want to pose this to the man about how long, and then to you, how long are you going to stay? But how long should I be sitting here waiting before we move forward in this whole marriage thing? We're grown. We're very grown, 2 established adults. We love each other very much.
I think that time is predicated on readiness in every area.
Yeah.
Are you ready in every area? See, when we was in our 20s, you married love. She loved me. I loved them. You know, our parents, our grandparents, they married for different things back then, and they didn't have all the things together that they stayed together for whatever reason. They just made it work, even though it really wasn't working like it should have been. I think you got to take the time for each person to be ready in every area. When you get my age,
what age is that? Okay.
50?
I'm just trying to figure out.
40.
40.
Oh, 40. Oh.
Did you say 50? My nigga.
I thought you said
He's 40. I'm just trying to figure out what, because I need to shoot my age. When you know you're ready, what age is that? I need to try to
start knowing.
40. Okay, I'm gonna start looking that way.
Well, I only said that to say because now I'm at the age where I understand there's certain things that has to be established for me, and then you get the post on Facebook. Dwayne J. Law would just pop the question and you see anything, because there's things that has to be on both sides.
Agreed.
If it's not, then I think you setting yourself up. We don't have all that time you did work from 20s, and then you get it together, and now you 30. No, it need to be together
Yeah.
at this point, and then we get married.
Absolutely.
We ain't got time to be building 10 years to get to where we need. We need to be together. Like, listen, you got your stuff together. I got my situation together. And when you bring those two worlds together, man, we're thriving forward.
Yeah,
we ain't taking all this time trying. We got to get to know each other in this way. We got to figure out what we doing in this area. Well, your plan over here. What about your vision over here? We got to try to make this mesh. No. We ain't got that much time. You know exactly where we headed. I got exactly where I know I'm trying to take me and my family. We come together, it's going to project that thing upward and onward and upward. We ain't got a whole lot of time nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So I think the mistake that we've made in the past, we got married too soon. Neither person was ready, but then we had this mindset that we can grow together and we can make it happen together. Now you wasted all those years trying to figure it out. Then you end up getting married, then you find yourself in divorce court because you found out that ain't what I really want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you're ready. If you're not ready, I don't care if it take 1 year. So you can be ready. If you're ready in your year 1, get married.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely.
But if it take you 5 years, but this is the one that you are committed with, you find, I don't want nobody else. This is it. But I'm working on me. You still working on you. And then we meet at this point where we at a place where we're not struggling financially. We're set. Ain't no time to struggle.
Right.
You know, you get past 35. Ain't no, why you gonna get married and struggle?
I don't get that.
You struggle in your 20s.
It don't make sense.
Right? You struggle, you know what I'm saying? You struggle early on in life. When you get 30, 40 years old, ain't nobody about to get married, be struggling. That's for the dogs.
Like, you doing that.
Right?
You are
so
right.
you got to be set financially.
Absolutely, I agree.
Right? We got to have this thing coming in. And what I told you, I don't believe in the 50-50. I don't believe in that. I told y'all up front. But I do believe your counterpart got to have something going on.
Absolutely.
Whatever it is. So I want to support that. I want that growth. But you got to have something going on. Your income ain't coming to pay the mortgage. I got that. But that could be something that we invest in.
Yeah.
Right? That's trips.
That's good.
That's fun. You ain't got to pay no bills. But that's money we use for other things that grow our life together.
Absolutely.
Right? So if we ain't at a stage where we got that and we going into this thing, and I ain't saying everything got to be perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm saying it has to be right.
Yeah.
So when it's right, we're going into this thing, we're together, we're ready to be married.
Absolutely.
See, a lot of problems that we have in marriage, so many, the divorce rate in church and on the words is so out the roof, it's because people get married and they're not really ready. They're not right for marriage.
Yeah.
They got pressured into marriage. They felt this is what we got to do. We need to do it. Or my biological clock is ticking. Or worldly perception. You should have been married by now. Well, okay, you go and get married and it's not right. And you open up this Pandora's box for all these troubles and problems to enter. When you could have had things right and then got married and remained happy with each other.
I love that.
Because if certain things is not right, especially when it comes to a man, your financial situation ain't right, your world ain't right.
I feel like you shouldn't even be dating.
Right?
Your financial
So,
situation.
you know what I'm saying?
Don't even date me.
She's like, you
if
broke.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
So things just got to be right.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get married and after the big celebration, the white dress and the celebration, that day is so lovely, man. So happy. Everybody be on a wedding day, man. You be flying. People be so happy crying. You got all the stuff be so nice. Then reality kicks in. Yeah. Now what? So if your now what ain't right, don't get married because you feel like this. You gotta do this time to do that. If it's not right, you're gonna cause yourself to have so much turmoil and problems. And don't nobody want to get married today and not be happy.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you, but when I tell this girl, will you marry me? It's happy.
I know that's right.
Because I ain't doing it no more.
And I'm only doing it one time. Listen, that's it. He done put his preacher voice on. That means it's time to go.
Will you marry me?
I love this. I know Emma said I wanted you to answer, but I feel like his answer was like just really, it was good. When it's right, not when it's perfect.
Because then I feel
when
like
it's right.
I'm waiting if we're both building together.
Yeah.
You know, it don't feel like, how long you gonna have me here waiting? No, we're building. I'm building, you building. When it's right, it's right. So I agree.
I love that.
If I ain't agree with nothing else you said today.
I agree with that. Yeah. Anything you want to add to that?
My only thought is it's not time, it's threshold.
I gotta give him an offense tonight.
Decoration.
No, please drink.
Decoration.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's time. It's not time or threshold. And for some people, they get to that threshold in a year. Sometimes it takes longer.
Yeah.
Are we at the threshold to break through and break over? And he said, "Be ready and be right." And if you get the right threshold and the right person, and it's the right connection, then you'll be ready.
It don't take long.
Love it.
Yeah.
It don't take long, or it can take long.
Or it can take
It
long.
just depends.
Yeah.
It just depends. Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation.
Same.
I want to say that this has been good to me.
Me too.
Right.
I think we should do this more often.
Yes. No,
is
for
good.
real.
This is good.
I think this does need to be a part 2 because there are some things that I did not ask due for this, the sake of time. But this is so good because people don't really, I feel like singles, we kind of get like tossed a little bit. Like there's not really conversation. When I say single, I mean you not married.
Yeah.
So you can be dating and still be single.
Yes.
But I just think that there aren't enough avenues for us to really have real conversation about what's going on, what we desire, what it looks like, etc. So I appreciate you all for joining me on the Good Morning podcast.
Of course.
I feel like dating is a transition in your life, and that's what this podcast is about. It's about finding the good in life's transition. So join me next week as we continue to do so. Thank you all again for coming. You guys make sure you follow their social media. It's located on the bottom of your screen. Go visit their churches. Go call her to do what she does, whether it's pray for you or organize your household, whatever it is, make a cake.
I'm ordering a lemon cake today.
Yeah,
Ordering a lemon
cake,
cake today.
whatever it may be. But join us next week as we continue to find the good in life's transitions.